listen to this real quick before I start my part two.
And the only reason they want to be admired by you is because they admire you. I learned this from men, actually. Started asking men, do you want to be married? Almost all of them said yes. But they never left out the sentence afterwards, the qualifier. When I meet the right person, if I meet the right person. So I listened very carefully, right? So I started asking the question, what makes a woman the right person for you to marry? There are 12 things on the list that make a person the right person to marry. And none of them are love. Nobody said love. I love her. That was the given. That's the easy part. Loving women is not scarce to them, so they don't have to find a woman to love. They're looking for a woman with complementary strength. And they see a woman that's really, really, really strong, but they don't need to be duplicated. And they don't want to be duplicated. They want to be admired for the ways that they're strong that you aren't. And the only reason they want to be admired by you is because they admire you. I learned this from men, actually. Started asking men, do you want to be married? Almost all of them said yes. But they never...
That's enough. So, I got 30 minutes to talk because I'm making some dark chocolate brownies. And, yeah. Brings me back to the time in college when I used to make weed brownies. Maybe in the future someday. Maybe in the future someday. So, when I'm trying to, or maybe I should listen to this. Quasi relaxing Afro soul, emotional beats for quiet nights. Let me take a picture of that. All right. So here's the thing. Back to my story, part 2. Quick side note. God told me when I was in my late 20s, are you willing to die for me? Because I don't know what my future will be. And I don't know what the future is going to be for many chosen ones. But death might be the outcome. We all going to die someday. But he asked me specifically, are you going to die for me? And I said, I got you. And I know now that I'm older, I know that, now that I'm older, I know that every time he tests us, he's just preparing us for what is to come. He's not saying that we have to die. He's saying, are you willing to? You know what I'm saying? It's like a job when they say, are you willing to come to work? You don't have to, but are you willing to? And I know what he's saying, so I said, yes, I'll do it. I got you. And this is before I even knew what the task was. He asked me without telling me. And one thing I realized was that one part of the death that we may have to go through as chosens is to vocalize our story and put our whole family out there. Family, friends, schools, the whole thing. He said, if you can't do that, you're not gonna be strong enough to fight this fight. That's why I had to put you through all that pain, so you can become detached and not care no more. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm very giving, very generous, very loving. I can't turn it off. And God knew the only way you would turn this off, I'm gonna put you through some shit where you're gonna be like, man, fuck y'all. Because it took me until Corona to see that humanity was like, I'm like, oh, we're done. We're done. And he was like, now you get it? He was like, you put out so much energy to make the world better, and they don't give a fuck about you on God. He said, but I need you to do me a job real quick because I can redeem others through you. But you got to do this job first. And I said, okay, what you got? I have nothing else to do anyway. I have nothing else to lose. So anyways, I get to Atlanta. And God put me on a 5-year like hermit dormant hiatus, right? And I knew I was meant to be an artist because when he showed me in my dreams, he said, this is what you can do. He had me write a whole list, like 20 things. He said, write everything you think you can do, even if it's a little bit. Search your heart. I wrote all the creative stuff. I even said porn, and I don't even, that's not even me. But I said it because I know what I'm good at. And when I spoke to him, he laughed. He said, I like that you think big. I even went for comedy, but I'm only funny when I'm not meant to be funny. When I'm trying to be funny, I'm not funny no more. So he said, that can't work. And then after that, he said, what else you got? And I said, painting. This is before I knew I could paint, right? When I tell you, my family hated on me painting, when I tell you that, my sister's neighbor wanted to buy a painting from me. My sister curved me from making the purchase. I said, you a hater. Why you hating? But God said they're supposed to hate. What else they gonna do? All right. So you a hater. But so I said, what allies do I have? Like, let me know right now what type of time they on. He said, you don't got no allies. You never had no allies. You got me. I said, then why you make all these billions of humans if they're trash? He said, because that's how the game is played. The Earth thing is a game. It's like chess. It's like chess, and we're the little pawn pieces. Some of us, if you're chosen enough, you might be a king piece, a queen piece. You might be a pawn. You might be a knight. But we're all pieces on this chessboard called life, called Earth. And the two players aren't even us. The two players are God and Satan. The black. Why you think they colored the chess pieces black and white? I'm gonna have y'all think about that. Take your time. But everything that they have on this planet is allegory. This whole planet, this whole game, it's not even. I'm not about to do that. I'm not gonna get into that right now because I'm about to spaz out. Because the more I start thinking about how foolish this is, I wish someone just told me in advance. I'd have been like the Avatar. I'd have set myself up at like 6 years old. I would have started the spiritual life as a child if I knew what it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is this. The reason why I even made a YouTube, because I ain't even want to do one. I made one because I know there's someone else in this world that's a child right now. They're children, and they need someone like me to tell them what type of time it is. Because if they got anything like my family, they're going to try to kill them. They're going to try to lead them into darkness before they get old enough and powerful enough to leave on their own. So, and also I need to prove this to myself that I have enough power and gifts to live a life that is anti-Satan. Because most people on this planet, no offense, is going to live a regular smuggler life and die, period. Because they don't seek freedom. They like subjugation. They don't mind it. I don't want that. But that's why I had to make some sacrifices. I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have no children. I mean, there's a certain negatives about it, but at the end of the day, I don't have to take them through the pain that I had to go through. I don't want no wife and children homeless. I'd rather do it myself. Was it difficult? Yes, but at least I can do it alone. There's a lot of women out here that would date a homeless dude just to get some, because they think that homeless equates to lack of willpower, lack of ambition, lack of basically like I can take care of a baby. Most men in their down and out periods don't need women around them because women will coddle them and make them weaker. When I tell you I was getting so much love being homeless, it made no sense. I don't get it. One girl tried to have me live with her. I was like, I'm good. Because that's how you get to that. And also that's how women feed on the narrative that men ain't doing shit. Oh yeah, he live with me. He drive my car. He do this. Did you ever tell him to get a job? Did you ever help him get a job? Did you? Some women on this planet like bummy dudes. Like, oh God, they like, just like some men like women that are damsels, because I can. It gives me purpose to take care of you. It gives me purpose to make it seem like I'm the only one, that I can, that I'm the king of the home. Not around me. I said I'm good. But anyways, around 35, 2024, I was like, nah, what year is it? 2026. Oh, around last year, like around 2000, around the end of 2024. I was like, God, what am I here? Like, well, like when am I gonna get the fuck out of Atlanta? And God said, when you finish your task. Like, you're not, Atlanta is a layover. You're not really supposed to be here. You have to learn. This was a learning lesson for you. You have to, this is gonna fully cultivate you to amp up to the next thing. But you need, if you leave Atlanta, I'm gonna throw you through another situation, because you can't run away from your problems. I said, all right, bet, I got you. After that happened, you know what I'm saying? Smoking weed, uh, hanging with the I don't want to call them whores, but prostitutes, strippers, they all pretty much the same. But hanging with secular things, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I realized that the warfare was heavy, because even in my job, they the first one. I ain't never been to a strip club in my life until Atlanta. My coworkers took me there. This before I was tapped into what God, everything that don't. I'm about to start spazzing out. Everything on this planet is against you if it's not for you. My coworkers needed to get me to the dark side, because they was like, "You want to go to the strip club?" I was like, "For what? To waste my money? For what?" Not to say that we're unattractive. I know what that world can do. But even before I've been there, I can feel it. And the strip clubs they're always dark for some reason. So I got out of that phase, because it was a stronghold trying to take me down, and God said, "My son's stronger." Because I really don't like hoes. Keep it a buck with you. I like love. I'm a love baby. So I naturally, even with strippers, it's like I'm here to pay you to get naked when I could just see a regular woman get naked, and it's free. I'd rather just use my money, take her out to dinner. It's this like, and also strippers don't have no they're not people pleasing. They don't have they don't have no it's not to cater. What's the word? They don't have no manners. Like, they don't have no, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like people training. Like, I don't know the word. I'm gonna think about the word 30 minutes from now. Anyways, my coworkers put me on to getting mad weed. Like, all the things that God knew was gonna, you know what I'm saying, mess me up, they put me on to. Not to say that I'm blaming them, because I'm a grown man, but I was naive to the. I never knew how dark these demons really. They really the Satan's henchmen. They will do anything for us not to reach our potential. Let me tell you what the coworker said. He kept asking me every day, Olu, so how your day going? I'm like, why the fuck is y'all always considered about my fucking life? Like, why is y'all so concerned about me? I don't ever ask y'all no fucking questions. But God was telling me, he said they're entertained by you. Because two things. The demons always want to know what the fuck going on in your life, because they're nosy. Because they're going to report it back to Satan. Two, they need to see how evolved you are in your growth. So every time I say the same thing, working on art, my life is like Bart Simpson. Like, it's like a TV show. It don't change. What you doing? Working on art. They know I'm capping, but it's the truth. I am working on art every day. But they are saying in their brain, how you working on art every day? I'm saying I'm working on art every day. Don't ask me no more questions. And they want to know what's going on, so they can latch on to me and say, "Oh, they say, oh, you ain't selling no art pieces yet. You know, why the fuck are you concerned about me selling art? But what you trying to get on? You're not about to get. No one is getting on. When God put me on, no one will know. Not even you all. No one will know when I get on, ever, until it's time where God say, tell them what you did. No one will know. Keep that shit to yourself. You feel me? Too many spookies out here. When God tell me to tell you all, hey, you got on. That's when I can tell my testimony. I was homeless. I was doing this. Um, Family hated, friends hated. Never had people around me. Went through this whole world dolo. Then God made me a renowned painter. Then I could do this. Then I could do that. Then I could, you know what I'm saying? That's the day I will let someone know. Oh yeah, yeah, I got money now. I'm gonna still be dressing like this. I'm gonna be so incognito. No one's gonna know nothing. Anyways, I started getting better, and I used to write in my journal. I was like, God, I don't want to. I want to be wealthy, but make me great. Meaning that I'm seeking greatness, not the money, not the fame, not this, because I don't want to end up like one of them dudes blowing their brains out. I want to know that I made it through my own merit. Oh yeah, he was painting 10 years straight. Dude, like I want to know that I did it. I don't want no easy way because that's where Satan come through. He had you sign them contracts, do a 360 deal, how you a slave, how you a nigga for your whole life. So, and I don't like authority anyway. So the point I'm trying to make is this: one day, for all my chosens, you will tell your story. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to tell your story because God's gonna need you to preach to the others that there is still a way. Otherwise, people gonna keep steering their way to Satan. Keep joining Hollywood. Hollywood about to be dead anyway. But they're gonna still join. They're gonna still have the sex trafficking. They're gonna still be molesting the little boys. They're gonna still have the Vatican. They're gonna still Disney Channel, Nickelodeon. They're gonna still, you know what I'm saying, porn, uh, killing people, blood sacrifices, all that. They're gonna still do it until someone. Satan is a bully. He gonna still do what he gotta do until someone stand up and be like, man, fuck you. Even if it costs your life. That's what God told me, and that's why I keep preaching that men are different from women, because a man will have to lose his life. A woman not gonna do it. I'll tell you right now. But a man will. I told God I don't care what it is because I know what's at stake. I done seen some things in my dreams. It's not pretty at all. But we have to do our part. Whether you black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Indian, Russian, Aboriginal, it don't matter what you is. Some of us, many of us, will have to be extreme. Extremism is the only thing that can cancel out extremism. Satan is extreme. Slavery was extreme. Poverty is like the only way you're gonna fight this is you gotta be just as extreme. That's why I'm overly kind to people, overly generous, overly loving. Because it's like people. One white lady told me, she said, "Olu," I said, "What's up?" She said you're annoyingly kind. I said, "Bitch, what? Would you say that if I was a white man?" She said, "You're annoyingly kind." So I can't be kind in this evil ass world. I can't be kind if you don't shut the fuck up. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is this. Um, that's when I used to work at the hospital. But the point I'm trying to make is this: we have to expose ourselves, and I know it's hard because if you're working for God, you're not gonna get none of Satan's money, and we all out here trying to eat. If you chosen, I bet you 9 times out of 10 you broke on God, because where you gonna get your funds from? What Satan's gonna provide you money when you talking bad about him? All you're gonna do is invest more energy into God because God is stronger than Satan. I don't know where you're gonna get the money from, but if you have a good connection with God, he gonna bless you somehow. But that's the thing. Having unwavering faith means that you don't know what the fuck gonna happen, but you still gonna go forward. So that's what I had to learn from my story of pain. The only way you're gonna really get close to God is when some real shit hits your life and you're like, all right, God, you got it. Because it's life starts not to make sense no more. Like there's a certain point where it's like, you serious? This what? All right, cool, I got you. Because it's gonna sound so. I done been as you ever call the cops and be like, yo, something's going on, and they start asking you questions. That's what it's gonna sound like when you start really getting into your bag spiritually. You're gonna sound crazy. You're gonna say, oh yeah. Like when the Africans used to say the goat did it. They took the goat to the I think it was in Nigeria. They took the goat to the they put the goat on the stand. And they said that the goat they said the spirit of the man jumped into the goat and the goat robbed the bank. It could have happened, could have not happened. I don't know. But the point is that that's how weird it's gonna get. Because when the spirit realm really invites itself into this world, when the shit really hit the fan, you really gotta be 100 10 toes down because you're gonna look like a psychopath. But you gotta be like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I ain't been there. And that's what God wants from us. He wants us to be blatantly, boldly for Him. That's it. Boldly, blatantly for Him. Because if we're not, that means we're wavering. That means we're too close to being lukewarm. And Satan, it's like when the dude see the girl at college and he like fresh meat, like new freshman. If you lacking, you fresh meat to Satan. So really stick with God. Whether that be at the church, at the mosque, at the whatever. But the strongest ones don't need no church. God will find you and constantly talk to you and make you stronger. Stick with Him. And also, no distractions. I done slipped up with homegirl. I had to cleanse my whole house. Not to say she's a bad person, but I already know my path. That's why she pulled up out of nowhere. Talking about, hey, Olin, what you doing? I thought you was talking to someone else. I don't talk to nobody. What you talking about? I said the same thing to her. What you mean talking to someone? I heard that you, but she said it because she needed a way back into my world. She knew I don't talk to people. I stay to myself. But if I can tell you that, I can make you think that you are, and then you can let me in your life by questioning who you talking about. Talking about, oh, such and such. I don't even know who this person is. Anywho, she got lucky. Anyways, like I said, not a bad person, but she not on my type of time because she could have changed her ways before. When people take too long to change, let them be on their way. Because people only change when they know that you've changed. Because they trying to get on that same train you trying to get on. And when the train come, I ain't about to call nobody. I'm gonna jump on that train. I ain't saying nothing. Oh yeah, the train. Where you at? Oh, the train left 20 minutes ago. Why you ain't call me? Why aren't you here? That's how I'm supposed to. That's God needed me to go through that pain because He knew that I would never detach from my natural youthful behavior. I was too kind. I was too loving. I was too generous. I was too open and too warm and too welcoming. What's the Young Blue song? Friendly? I was too friendly to the world. Even though the world hated me, I was too friendly. Way too friendly. But now I fall back. I don't talk to no one. I'm low key angry. Not in that way. I'm low key like I'm guarded because I know what time it is. I'm still loving. My heart's still open, but I'm what they call it, cold. Like I'm cold hearted. Like cold. I got a cover. But I had vowed to myself that I would never get like evil, never get cold, never get bitter, because it changes your essence. I'ma still be vibey. I'ma still have the vibes. But you need a loving spirit so it can emit out of you. So you can emit that energy. So you're not about to change me, Satan. But yeah, that's a bit of my story. I'll get more into detail some other day. But it does take a lot of energy for me to tell that story. There's so many parts of the story that I skip just for the time being. But let me check these brownies real quick. We'll talk soon. Enjoy. Keep God first. Stay warm. Get something to eat. Clean up. Tidy up. Focus on your dreams. Focus on your goals. And isolate yourself. And only keep people close that you truly trust. Talk to y'all soon.